how to get jacked for your sport. I'm Nate, I'm the FitFutureMD, upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Pick up the free copy of the nutrition and workout guide in the description below if you're interested in getting healthy. I'm the owner of Ensorsale. Ensorsale is family. Together we rise up from humble beginnings to inspire others all over the world with the messages on our t-shirts. Wear your inspiration today and use code FitFutureMD for 20% off. Wear your inspiration today. All right, so I think, what I was known most of my life for being was big and strong, right? Basically everybody called me Big Nate, right? So, used the information that we used and some of the stuff that we know now that's actually better to help you get jacked for your sport, right? So to get jacked for a sport, you're gonna have to have a mix of training, nutrition, and rest and recovery, right? So first off, I'm gonna talk about the training, right? So what most people lack in their training is like agility or the ability to move, right? I took advantage of this a lot on the football field, right? Where I was a little more agile than most people that I was playing against, right? And I was big, right? So, you're talking 4.7, 4.8 40s, good shuttle times, that type of thing, right? So, also the sports I played was football, basketball, baseball, right? So, but all sports will basically benefit from this program that I'm giving you here, right? But the first thing I'm gonna do, right? So, if you're like me, access to equipment, access to training facilities, that kind of thing is limited when you're young, especially like, middle school, high school. They've gotten a lot better probably since, but say you don't really have that much access. The first thing that I would do every morning before I went to school now, this is stuff that I know now. I didn't do this back in the day, but I should have been doing this, right? And this is called a burpee, right? And if I was trying to get jacked now, if I was in high school right now trying to get jacked for my sport, I would do 200 burpees as soon as I woke up every day, right? The burpee is the perfect mix of strength and agility that you need for sports, right? And it's basically, in football you did up downs or whatever, but it's basically a burpee without the push-up, right? But the point of the burpee is for strength and agility, right? So I would start out, doing sets of 10, sets of 20 until I got to 200, right? And that is going to increase your strength, increase your agility, right? And it's something you can do in a room, in a hallway, whatever you need to do. You can wake up early, 4 or 5 a.m. to do it, right? You can do it at the bus stop if you need to, right? So the burpee would be the thing I would concentrate on as soon as I woke up, especially if I had no facilities, to go train in, right? Number 2, we got to find a gym, we got to lift weights, we got to get strong, right? We're going to use progressive overload and compound movements to get strong, right? So we're going to be concentrating on the bench press, we're going to concentrate on the shoulder press, we're going to concentrate on a pull-up or a lat pull-down, we're concentrating on squats, we're going to concentrate on deadlifts. And in my school, we did a lot of power cleans. I would keep the power cleans a little lighter than I did back in the day if I had to do it over again. The goal being you want to at least, especially if you're in high school, you at least want to get to the 1,000-pound club, by your sophomore year. You should be in the 1,000-pound club, right? If you work hard and you're doing the rest of what I'm talking about. All right, so the number 3 with training is your sports specific training, right? So like I said, I played football, basketball, and baseball. So every day I would do 50 starts in football, right? So I was a defensive end. So jumping off the ball, by movement, that's what I would be working on. Be working on your techniques, your bull rush, your spin move, all that kind of stuff. You don't need a partner to do that stuff with, 50 of them a day, right? I played basketball, so I would be taking at least 50 shots a day. Even if, so you don't have a goal at home, right? I would be sitting there on my bed with a basketball shooting 50 times in the air, right? Just working on the form of the sport, right? And then I played baseball as well, so I tried to throw 50 pitches a day, right? So that's my sport-specific training. Like I say, you can also, if you're playing baseball, you can also add 50 swings a day off a tee. It doesn't have to be pitched at you. Off a tee, just working on the technique, right? Technique is what matters here in the sport-specific training. You want to make sure your technique is perfection, right? Now we're going to go to the most important part about getting jacked, and that's nutrition, right? So, my mother would say, that we basically ate her out of house and home, right? The cost and amount for my brother and I to eat was absolutely ridiculous, right? So, that being said, we were on a 4,800 calorie a day diet, minimum, right? So that's 300 grams of protein, 400 grams of carbs, 170 grams of fat, right? If you're doing it by macros. So you want to load those carbs at night, right? So that's going to help you with rest later, and I'll talk about that in a second. But, your spaghettis, your rice, all that stuff's going to throw in at night, right? Let's say I was not eating on the healthier side, right? We were eating huge bowls of cereal, Pop-Tarts, 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? Whatever we could get down to get to that 4,800 calories, right? My brother and I would go through a gallon of milk a day. We would go through, I would go through a whole gallon of sweet tea, right? So you could basically do, your meals with meat, right? Your steak, your chicken, your pork, your burgers, that kind of thing. And then a lot of those carbs are coming from other things, coming from fat, carbs and fat coming from the milk, coming from the cheese, coming from the sweet tea, that kind of thing. But either way, you got to get your calories up. You got to be in a caloric surplus to get jacked, right? And to get strong. Now, how do you make sure you're in a caloric surplus? You're going to use weight, right? The old school way is using your weight, right? So you do your training, you eat, and then the next morning you wake up and you're lighter, you have to eat more, right? And you're like, dang, I held down as much as I could hold down. I don't even know if I could eat more. And you have to tell, if you're, in high school, you have to tell your parents, hey, I got to have 4,800 calories a day if you want me to be, a champion at whatever, right? So, my goal was always to be 240 to 260 pounds as a defensive end in high school. That was my goal, right? And we got to that goal, right? And I'm sitting in that range now, right? Not even having to eat that many calories, but back then you had to eat so many calories to get there, right? And so that's the nutrition part, right? That's the hard part for most people, most kids, right? Because, you're talking about $200 a week now, probably just in food for just you, right? So, you know, do the best you can. You know, obviously, you know, I've made it where I made it in this program here where the protein, the carbs, and the fat are basically equal, right? They're pretty close to equal. Nothing's really overpowering the other thing. But say, you know, say you can only afford one piece of meat a day, 50, 100 grams of protein, but I can afford a crap ton of rice, right? Okay, we're gonna have to eat a crap ton of rice to get the calories in, right? Obviously that's not as ideal, but you can always adjust the macros to make sure you hit those calories, right? It's more important to hit the calories than it is to necessarily follow the macros perfect, right? So if that means you get 200 grams of protein and 600 carbs and 100 grams of fat, that's fine, right? I don't know if that math is perfect, but you can do the math and make it perfect, right? You're trying to hit 4,800 calories a day. All right, so the last thing, and one of the things that is very overlooked, is rest, right? So, like I said, you're doing 200 burpees a day, right? Take a day off, 1 day a week off of the burpees. So you're doing 6 days a week, 1 day off. Training, right? You're not going to train 7 days a week weight training, right? You're going to train 3 to 4 days a week weight training, right? So you need to break everything up so that is possible, right? So that way you get your rest. Obviously you need to get 8 hours of sleep. Obviously you need to drink enough water, right? But this is how you get jacked for a sport, right? It is a goal, it is a mission, right? You become a machine at everything you do, right? It doesn't matter where you start. If a lot of people start where they can't even lift a bar, can't even lift 45 pounds, right? That's where the burpees come in, because it's just body weight, right? Let the burpees get you strong. You're gonna be sore, especially watch out on leg day when you first start. Like, those muscles have probably never been used before. So a lot of people won't, they'll have you go in and max out on the first day, when obviously concentrate on form for everything. Everything is about form, right? Do things with perfect form, right? Slow down, slow up, right? Really concentrating on holding the weight over time. So if I had to do it over again, we're sitting here, we're 14 years old, and we want to be a professional athlete. We want to be jacked for our sport. This is the way I would be doing it, right? Knowing what I know now. So if you're interested in something like this, you can always DM me. I can help you out. DM me the word sports. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Share this video with somebody that needs it, right? If you got friends with kids that they are talented and are going to be professional athletes, right? Get them on this training program now. Give them a step ahead of everybody else, right? That's the whole point of Ensorsale. Ensorsale is to level up your life. Where you level up your life by your habits, your the programming in your mind, your affirmations. Make sure you pick up, if you're just trying to get healthy and lose weight, pick up that free health and nutrition guide in the description below. We're going to have free affirmations up here soon. And obviously I'm doing a free investing guide, because I'm a big guy on investing. But I'm Nate. I'm the FitFutureMD. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.